kinds of methods he's come up with, but let him tell you about that. He has a great sense of humor. Please silence your cell phones, and we hope you enjoy this.
Thank you, Sandy.
You're welcome.
I brought my high school because I had both knees replaced. It give me problems time to time. Getting to be an old man. Ruth Carter, you got a watch?
Yeah.
Who's got a watch? You got one? People can tell. Say, yay. Okay? If I go over and turn off. It's good to be here. It's good to be anywhere, isn't it? I'm always proud to be an American. Yes. Even all the crap going on, I'm still proud to be American, okay? A citizen, too. So, this is a radar forensics, this update. Some pictures you may have already seen, but we got some new stuff in here. It's really exciting. Really, really exciting. To me, it's exciting anyway. So, can we shoot the lights out? Anybody got a gun? Can you dim it a little bit, Sandy? Okay, this radar forensics, this is new technology into locating graves, and with the device I have now with an extender, I can stand right here and scan a half-mile radius for human remains. It drives me nuts. They're everywhere. People died everywhere, didn't they? So I've really learned a lot in the last couple of years. It really blows my mind. It's so simple. You know, you go to some of these big cemeteries and some of these graves are pointing that direction, some are pointing that direction. Did everybody, they're not all in the same direction? Well, there's an answer to that. If you find this an old rock, you think it's a grave, I can tell you what time of year they died. So, boys, Granny died last night. The sun rose right there 400 feet to the east. Right there. Where's the sun rise in the summer? Way over here. So, boys, Auntie died last night 400 feet to the east of the sun, right there, rising sun. So you got this big sweep in these cemeteries. That's why they're not all the same. So keep that in mind. I've been in forensics since 1962. The first case I worked, I was still in high school. Sheriff come get me out of high school, left me on crime scenes. And I learned from there. The first actual case I did of fingerprints was up on the upper end where Cracker Barrel is. There used to be a drive-in theater up there and Remax restaurant. Broke in it, I got some fingerprints and mashed them up. The sheriff, the judge Reagan said, "Are you sure?" And I said, "Absolutely." Do you know the thing about it is, before I retired, I went deep undercover in child pornography, internet crimes against children. And we got his grandson dealing in child pornography, a retired judge. So, anyway, I got human remains, okay? I've got a skull I should have brought with me. I donated a skull. I've got a real skull. I'm going to quote some Bible. I'm going to tell you my view on it. Now, if you read the paper or internet, it's somebody's opinion. I got one about everything. Don't you? Some of them ain't so good, are they? So, I spent 3 years in the Army. Been in forensics over 60 years. And I have a patent, and I have 2 forensic discoveries. I've been involved in 8 plane crashes worldwide to recover and identify human remains, including this Columbia spaceship. And spent 59 days at the World Trade Center collecting DNA samples. That's why my voice is crackly. I basically have 1 lung, but I'm blessed because all my close friends I worked with are either dead or dying now. A good friend I had, he had 40% of his tongue taken out in November with cancer in his mouth, number 5 cancer. So, I researched the children's fingerprints were different before and after puberty. No one would recognize that before, and that's based on cases of children had kidnapped in Knoxville. The child before puberty, the fingerprints are water-based. When we hit puberty, we get the zits, the oils, the hair. We turn oil-based. Oil-based fingerprints stick around a long time. Water-based vaporizes real quick. I done a keynote speaker at World Conference in Anaheim, California in 95. I got to speak, and there were 500 people back there. Big old crowd. They didn't last. I got to talk, and I said, "Oh, easy." And I started talking to people whispering. I stopped, and they stopped. Duh, that's interpreters. They brought women from around the world. They didn't know hillbilly, so they had interpreters with them. Now, if you see whether you super glue without fingerprints on CSI shows. Anybody watch CSI shows?
Oh, yeah.
You know Ducky died? I hate that. I like Ducky. I could relate to that, man. I could relate to it. But if you see whether you're super glued without fingerprints, and Abby uses it sometimes. A couple of months ago, I was watching the show, and Abby had an arm in a tank, and it was super glued. Come on in. It's a CBC machine. And when I applied for a patent, the patent attorney said, you have to have a name for it. I said, oh, hey, what am I going to use? So the scientific name for super glue is cyanoacrylate. So this is a cyanoacrylate blowing contraption. It's a little worldwide. Solved many cases. I've talked about twice. Distinguished from Walter State, East Tennessee State. I got legacy award 2017 and got the legacy award completed in 29 or 18 from the city of Knoxville. So I'm honored to be recognized. I've always had fun. You know, I look back at my years, I could have had more fun. I could have solved more things. I could have. I could eat less. And my physical in November, the doctor told me I had TB, and I said, really? He said, you have two bellies. So, let's go into the cemetery. Before you go to the cemetery, you need a high-tech forensic kit from dollar store. You need a good one. A tackle box, bounce, rub it on, you keep the insects away. You need our extra dry. So you're down on your hands and knees. You're so excited you found Granny's stone. You're on hands and knees, wiping the fines away from it, and you say, uh-oh, leaves of 3, leave them be. Poison ivy. This spray on with our extra dry where you taste it, and it neutralizes poison ivy instantly. Go in poison ivy. Our extra dry neutralizes poison ivy. The oil's in poison ivy. Isn't that just neat? You need a plastic brush, you need a trowel, and you need the best cheap shaving cream you can find at dollar store. Sometimes you get on sale for $1 a can. So what do you need shaving cream for? I'll show you in just a minute. You don't do anything to destroy the stone here. We don't want to change anything, nothing. So this is my little brother. You read it a little bit, can't you? Now you shake the can up real good, on plastic trowel, slide it across the stone, and when you get through, you got that. It does no harm to the stone. Here, it's just shaving cream. In the summer, but a couple hours, it'll be gone. Isn't that just neat? From there to there, just shaving cream. Now, look at this one. Pine Chapel says, first in the wilderness, above between, it's along the lake about Danridge toward Newport. Can't you read it, can you? How about now? This simple shaving cream, okay? Don't try to put it on your hand, okay? That don't work. You have to have something flat surface like the plastic trowel. Plastic, no metal. He was a veteran of the American Revolution. He drowned in a river. Here's his stone. Terminal. Now, what caused that type of injury? Don't that look painful? Look at the little lesion trend. Yeah, my point won't work on that. Look at the little lesion trend. Wow, it just hurts, don't it? What?
Shingles.
Just an apple. You can fake anything, okay? See that? Just an apple, the whole bunch of my can, and put part of the blend in it. That just looks horrible, don't it? It looks painful, don't it? Now let's go into Greenbrier. Pittman Center, Pittman Cemetery. Let's walk through this stone. Enter Bohanan, the fall American Revolution. The bottom part of it broke off. I remember as a kid, we used to go there for decoration. Dad take us a bunch of boys and we clean the cemetery off. Dad in Friendship Cemetery. And I asked him, who is that here? He said, well, it's a small child. It must be a small stone. It must be a child. So I was up there one day, my wife and 2 granddaughters, and I did a crazy thing. I pulled it out of the ground and washed the bottom off of it and cleaned it up until it so I could see the light on it. Born 1753, died 1843. Right there in plain view. That's my Henry, who fought the American Revolution. He was guerrilla warfare under General Greene for defense south of the James River, which was everything from Williamsburg, Virginia to Gulf of Mexico. So he was a guerrilla fighter. Come on in. And we put a stone for him. Yes, we marked it. Now, I talked to Park Service. I said, we want a stone for Henry Bohanan. He's okay. He said, wait a minute. I said, we just need to level the leaves up. No. Can't touch it till we do an archaeological study. So I made an appointment to meet him up there. Went up there, he never showed. Made an appointment. And I talked to my cousins. And you know what we said? We're going to take it up there anyway. So this is the criminals that took that stone and placed it illegally in the cemetery. And I'm proud we done it. Because it's not lost history now. Now, we couldn't find his wife, Amelia Shotwell Bohanan. 3 stones over. 2 stones over Laurie, L-A-U-R-Y. Is that Larry or Laurie? It's a little girl. I scanned the ground. So, this stone over here, Miles S. Bohanan with a period. I yanked that thing out of the ground. Trying to roughing it. But under the ground level was enough to see that died March 18 and 13, wife of Henry Bohanan. So remember, some of these old stones, 200 or 300 years old, may have sunk in the ground with the freezing and the thawing over time. So don't give up, okay? Now, how I did that one? I let it dry good. I got a little painter's brush. I traced the depressions out, and I put fingerprint powder over it, and it stuck to the lotion. And that's what you're looking for, a latent lift.
Was her first name Miles?
It's Amelia. They called her Millie.
Millie, okay.
M-I-L-E, Millie.
Millie
This is Shotwell. Everybody else thought it was Miles. They only yanked it out of the ground. I guess the Rangers would have shot me, wouldn't they? But they didn't do that. So, some stones are hard to read. They may be upside down. They might have fallen over and somebody couldn't reach it. Well, we'll just put it back where it came from. Or let's put it over there. So, look at that. Pigeon Forge, right here. November 1st. Yay! Jerry Wire and the mayor, David Wire, asked us to see if we could find the graves behind the library. So, what did we do? I brought my team in. And Michelle Disney, she spent 6 years in Marines, redhead. She probably whipped my butt now and enjoy it. But she's very gifted. And a couple others, Mary Holland, who was Mary Shields. Miss Shields was a teacher at high school. Brought them in. They want to know if we can find the Colonel Wire. And folks, with a high degree of accuracy, I can tell if it's a Negro grave, Caucasian, or other. So I was looking for Frank. Frank was his right-hand overseer. It's well recorded in the will that when I die, Frank should be buried on my right. So I found a black male, adult male, which is Frank. Thus, on his left is the Colonel. Wow. That's just neat to pinpoint that. Now, he had a granddaughter, Tess, and I found her 5 or 6 graves down. There's nobody buried next to her. But under the greenhouse, along the back down there, were indications of Negro graves, Negro imprint, because it's different than Caucasian. So, we ended up finding 394 graves there. Wow. 394. He was just an amazing man. He fought over the mountain. He fought he fought in 4 wars, Colonel Wire did. Now, if you're searching Colonel Wire, beware of Wire because there's 2 Samuels. You need the Colonel Wire. Now, he was over the mountain man, Cabot Station over the mountain. All these others had to know each other. They had to. You know, I served 65, 68. I still got 2 good Army buddies I communicate with every other month or so. You just do that. Sort of in a brotherhood. So, you can't hardly read that, and I didn't put shaving cream on it that day. He tells who's supposed to be buried there, they don't wear it. So, Colonel Wire, yeah, absolutely, no doubt that's his grave. They're very touching to me and them too. that he'd been missing for 200 years, like Henry's grave. Henry had to know him because they fought the revolution together. Now, where my arrow is where Frank is buried. On the left, there's two flags, red flags. That's the colonel. There's the colonel right there. And one on top is the black adult male, which has to be Frank. And there's Tess, the lady buried next to her. Why don't you look at the grave down through there? The flag's still out there today. Yeah. We may go in and color code them before spring comes to show male and female, the different ones. That actually puts a little life to it instead of just a flag up there. I love to do that. It's up to Jerry Warren and David. So I want you to just look there, 394. That on the left is your mayor here, David Warren. Now he goes back to Henry and Sophie. I'm standing there. Jerry Warren's there. Jerry goes back to Henry and Mia. So we're distant cousins. That's why they say don't marry somebody in Spirit County, might be your cousin. Michelle Redhead, Melissa's in the red there, and Mary Shields Holland is on the right there. It takes a bunch of us to do it. Now, what we want to do in the future, we got to have all information. We want in the future to preserve this information. We're going to talk to the East Tennessee Historical Society about keeping a file down there too, so it won't be lost again. This is my skull. I was doing a program in Blunt County, Historical Society, and when I got through, this man walked up to me. He said, I want you to have this. And I said, what is it? He said, it's a human skull. I said, ooh, I need that. And that's on a Saturday. Monday morning, I was at Jimmy Dunn's office, Attorney General's office. I said, Jimmy, I've got a human skull. Where did you get it? I told him. He said, you're really not supposed to have it. I said, I need it, Jimmy, for training. You're really not supposed to have it. He said, talk it over with medical examiner. He's over all the bodies. So I talked to Dr. Holland. I'd worked with him on a couple of cases before in Jefferson County. He said, well, I don't want the darn thing. Will you hold it for me? I said, I'd be glad to. So I used it for training. Last time I took the ladies out, we met at Ramsey House on John Spear. I had 3 coolers out in the field there, at 150 feet away. I said, from here, show me which one he's in. And they got it accurate. 100, all 3 of them got it accurate. The right cooler. Next time I'm going to change the coolers around. But look at this guy. He's a white male, kind of short of stature. Of course, in the 1800s, people wouldn't as tall as they are today. They were much shorter. And look at him. Now, there's expansion joints in the skull called sutures. And when they start forming, see right there, you see it really well. And one of the reasons I know it's a male is on the bottom, there's a bump out there. Besides, I scanned it anyway. And one tooth, right there. Now look at that on his head. He's been shot in the head. It creased the skull. Look there. Didn't kill him, but I bet that hurt like a dickens. I think it's Civil War. Ends up a retired TV agent, when they was cleaning out his garage, his mess, 15 years ago, they found this skull and didn't know what to do with it. And I'm glad they waited on me, because I can use it for training education. I told the medical center, I said, Dr. Holland, I really need for training education. He said, well, keep the darn thing for me. I said, okay. But look, this guy was shot from the rear toward the front. It grazed his skull. Oh, that had to hurt like a dickens, didn't it? Now you can see the sutures in there, the expansion joints. And I want you to look, let me take that from the crease in the skull down a little bit. You see that the skull is merging together and the suture is. That starts at about 35 years of age. By the time you get to 50, it's all smoothed over. So I said, this is a white male. He's 40, maybe 37 to 40. And that's all I can tell. He was short. If he'd been taller, to kill him. Well, it would have. And folks, we need to thank the veterans. I thank veterans. If it wasn't for veterans, we wouldn't have the country we have today. And when they signed the Declaration of Independence, families were murdered. They were burned alive in houses. They were tortured. They were put in prison because the husband was away fighting for the American Revolution to get our independence. It's very touching to read it. Okay, what is you, okay? If you need to look, you can look like that, okay? 7 days in the summer. Now that outer layer of skin feels kind of like a vinyl, plastic. Now, one of the things I look for is, where's the most decay? That's around the head. That's where the flies can lay the eggs and turn into maggots, start eating away. Now, if there's a hole in the stomach there, that would be a big place there where they lay their eggs and work real quick. Now, some of y'all might remember Dr. Lash. He started a lifestyle program. Just a heck of a guy. He was deputy coroner, and after about 6 months working with him, he said, you need to be deputy coroner too. So I was deputy coroner with him for about 5 years. But one cold morning in March, it just a miserable morning. I was going into work, and we had a call on Hostin Avenue. 2 dead bodies. Well, I just stopped there and waited for Dr. Lash to get there. And I said, Doc, I can't feel the carotid. I can't do this. I can't do any of this till there's life. He said, well, it's simple. Open her eyes, poke your finger, if it does like that, call an ambulance. And it works. I used it with a lot of rookies, and they did, that's the most sensitive part of the face of the body, isn't it? You wonder what a mouthful of maggots look like. Now, the maggots will not work in direct sunlight. They won't work in the rain. So what was the day like on this one? It was overcast and warm. They're out crawling around. You can see it looks like plastic there off the red. That's the outer layer of skin. That's what we need to fingerprint with. A lot of officers don't realize we really need that. That's where the fingerprints are, is that piece of plastic. Looks like plastic-based skin. 14 days later. Now, if the hair is stuck to the skull, you got a real problem because that body's been embalmed. Embalming will shrink the scalp to the skull, stick to it, but that was not. That's just laying around the body arm. Now this is cold. We brought this guy in from Nashville, medical research body, laid him at the body for him. It was just cold. That night it snowed. It got cold in there, like last week, or this week. It got cold. We went back a couple of days later. You can see it down on the side there where the raccoons and possum trying to eat him. Well, he already froze hard. Look around the mouth there. What's that? It's bird poop. Blue jays and crows standing on his nose, picking his eyeballs out, crapping on his face. Now, let's go back to this research. I was challenged in late 2014 in those cemetery in downtown Danbridge. Here's a rock here and long space, another rock. Will we ever know who's between? Is it really a grave or not? Lady I was working with Sheila Evans, and I should know Sheila. She said, well, I can find them. So she went through there with the outer. She said, here's one, here's one. I said, no, you're telling me where the earth has been disturbed. And don't tell me it's a grave there. The late Glenn Cardwell, he said, trace it. If it's the size of a grave, you know it's a grave. I said, that don't do anything for me either. So I came home and thought about it, Googled, nothing on it, called Dr. Bass, Dr. Rick Snow, Dr. R.P. Bass, friends in the forensic field. I read the Bible, went on a mountain, talked to my dog, talked to the sky, hugged a tree or two. There was no answer to it. Nobody ever looked at that. The third morning I woke up, I had the answer. I said, wow. I said, nobody's going to believe me. So I got people with high credibility to come in and witness what I was doing. I got an ER doctor from Northwest Hospital. She's highly credible. I got a professor of nursing from Carson Union. She's highly credible. I got Sheila and my longtime friend Steve, but we've been all this disaster together. So we met at Ruby Tuesdays in Danbridge, and I laid out my plan. They said, okay, what can we do to help? I said, okay, we need towels and rays. So the next 2 years, they put towels and rays over rows of tombstones in Newport, Jefferson City, Sevier County, anywhere we find, I would scan the ground, blindly scan the ground, at a 99% accuracy rate per gender in the ground. See, I just don't come from somewhere. You have to be shown to me. I found a few graves, husband and wife. I got a response from one, but not the other one. What's going on? They moved to town. One ain't dead yet. One ain't there yet. They're right away. So, you know when God picked this dirt up in Hebrew and he said, I'm making you my image. Not that we look like him, but we have eternal life. It's our choice where we want to go. It's an energy field he put inside of us. It just blows my mind. Cain killed Abel. What's he saying? What have you done to your brother? He won't know. Really don't care. So what did he do? God said, your blood's coming from the ground. The old song says there's power in the blood. Yes, the red blood cells only. We went to Medic Blood Bank. They separate the blood. Only the red blood cells have this energy field. Now the red blood is not the energy field, but the energy field is attached or inside the red blood cells. When the red blood cells are gone, that energy stays. So, divine modalities have been used for hundreds and hundreds of years. I use it as defining. It's been used for a long, long time. Later, Ann Carter will show me this is a gift to some people, but not everybody. So I took that down. If the earth has been disturbed 18 inches or deeper, in other words, knee deep, you don't put the dirt back the same way, so you disturb that energy field. The whole outer cover of the earth has a magnetic coating on it. If you disturb that, it's never the same. We're all different. You ever think about that? We're part of the animal kingdom, aren't we? Yeah. But we're the only animal that knows we're going to die one of these days. Old cow don't know it's going to die. He could care less. Old pig roots run till it dies. So we don't find this energy field in any animals, including primates, it's only humans. So I can't find your dead dog for you. So the earth has been disturbed. No one ever thought about such a thing. So worked on it. You know, that third morning I almost hear God show, why didn't you just ask me? I had all the answers. He did, and he gave it to me. I'm generation 6 of it now then. It began with a piece of river bamboo about 4 inches long. That was my mustard seed. So this is who I got to work with on it. So human imprint signal is the grave, determined gender of adult or child. We have fun, see there? Yeah. BJ and Lindsay and Dr. Bassett's place. Steve in blue, he's had cancer 5 times. They take 40% of his tongue out. And I talked to him last week. He said, Bo, I can't breathe anymore. I said, why? And he said, I went to the doctor and they said I had a stroke. He's been through hell. Steve's been through hell. There's Sheila on the left, who challenged me to all this. No false positives. He primates it to soothe. The energy is defined that you can't create or destroy it. So Cabot Station, did happen. West Knoxville, we're sounds from Walmart's down there to the north about a mile. Dropped out with the Creek and Cherokee Bell of 25 September 1793. They were coming to change White Fort and Blunt Mansion to blow them up, wipe them out. They got scared. Went back to the Cabot Station, had 13 people in it. They started firing on it. One of the chiefs, wait a minute. They have some of our warriors. They just have a truce, and we'll hold them as hostage till we get ours back. Isn't that right? So they said, okay. Well, 13 people came out, including a little boy. Double head. One of the renegade Cherokees. Hacked him to death with tomahawks and axes. Chopped him up. Took the little boy down to the shoulder, somewhere down there and tortured him till he died. Now, we looked for these in this cemetery, kept looking, and we found 12 graves. The ground feels different, doesn't it? It just feels different to walk on it. Is that where they were massacred? That's the bloodletting all over the place in there. They're buried there. But this is that area just feels weird to walk on it. as we were walking in. This is the station here. This is before we did any work on it. Captain Mosey Cabot, Battle of Kings Mountain, John Spear, and all these others. His wife were butchered. The little boy told the story that got back, what happened. Before we started scanning, and after we started scanning and working, and more work, putting the flag down, these are gendered, blue for male, pink for female. Put the graves in there. What went about 450? Almost 500, yeah. Lost graves in there, including the 12. It's an honor to be there. It just, I guess I could connect to something that happened, but those 12 were just spatial there. Spatial. Right there they are. Mars Hill Cemetery now. Jamestown, Fentress County. This is a good one here. Oh, you ought to believe it. I went to the Fentress County Historical Society. They did a program for me. We got up there early and they said, we want you to go down to the city cemetery. And I said, okay. So here they took me down to the cemetery in Jamestown. Cal Lawrence chopped 4 people to death with an axe. Dismembered them, 1892. And when he got ready to hang him, he said, you'll hang me 3 times before I die. When you cut me down, it'll rain 3 days and 3 nights to flood Jamestown. 100 years from today, there'll be poisonous snakes all in this cemetery. When I parked our man, it's next to Allerton, I said, they have to go watermelon or pumpkins, they rode 1,000 pounds. It's almost perfect together in time. I parked there, and the man ran and said, don't you run over my pumpkin. Boy, it's a big one, wasn't it? Look at this big old maple tree. There he is. So they hung him the rope. Hang him the rope. Hang him a 3rd time with a bigger rope. The town doctor said, boys, let him hang a while, we're sure he's dead. So they let him hang about 30 minutes before they cut him down. It started raining. Rained 3 days and 3 nights. It flooded Jamestown. 1972. They had to get UT, a bunch from UT to come up and get the rattlesnakes incorporated out of that cemetery. 100 years to the day. That man was devil possessed. I stand the ground from the grave. I said, he ain't here. I thought they were going to panic. He's 3 feet away. They put the stone in her own place. I don't know if it's intentionally or not intentionally. You should have seen her face once. Said, he's not here. I turned to look. I should have played it up a little bit. This is Stockton Cemetery in Jamestown. The legend was that beside this old woman was 2 black children buried. And the lady there said, no, they ain't there. They're the next row over. So I scanned around. I said, there's nobody here. And she said, okay, I know where they are. She said, they're right there. And of course, there's 2 little black children. They imprint there. I don't understand why they did the tending of the stones. Does anybody have a reason why they did that? That's very common down in White County and down in Cumberland and Cook and Crosswalk through there. They tended the graves. The only thing I could think, maybe the soil was shallow and rocky as far as they could dig, so they put that on to protect the grave. I don't know. Everybody knows Alvin York, don't they? The grandniece asked me, she said, when I did a program there in Jamestown, she said, will you come up to Pell Mall tomorrow? She said, when I was a little girl, I loved Gracie. And she said, can I reach back and touch Gracie? And I said, I'll be honored to let you. So I got her started and just walked away. And he started rotating huge big circles clockwise. And she had tears in her eyes. Said, reach back and touch Gracie. It'll be the next 60-some years. Very, very moving to see that happen. I was honored to be there. Runs out Sergeant Alvin York. Battle of Mosa Creek, 800 killed. Kevin McKenna was killed. Lane in part of the cemetery there, that's David Needs on the left, his wife, me, Mike Beck, and the two college students there. Now, Captain Ken was killed in battle, and they could have decided they wanted to leave him there in Jefferson City or take him to Old Gray Cemetery in Knoxville. So, they had 21 lost graves, mass grave of 21. They wanted to see if I could find it. And there they are, right to the left of the grave. The Captain Ken was not there. Apparently took him on the Knoxville, but to lay him lay several days, said it's cold, bitter winter. So we lay in the ground. I want to show you what happened when I took a picture close up of the grave. A ghostly image laying across the grave. I've only captured 2 ghostly images, one from World Trade Center and this one. I've took probably 1 million pictures in my life. That's a ghostly image laying across the grave. Let me back up one. One row over is an adult black female in an all-white cemetery. I think she took care of those soldiers who died. It's in a mass grave and she died for some reason. What kind of time I got?
It's 3:33, so you got about 10 minutes.
10 minutes. I'll hurry. I'll talk fast. This, I had the honor to spend the weekend with the descendants of beloved Nancy Ward. And I was one of the speakers down there for the ceremony. And they asked me to tell my thoughts on it. I said, how many of you rode in a car or a truck to get here? Of course, everybody held their hand up. I said, that's just our body. Who you see is not who I am. What's inside of me is who I am. I said, beloved Nancy Ward is still very much alive. Her imprint is very, very much alive. I said, the body just carries us around. And it's very moving to see the response from some of them. And I was honored to get to spend the weekend with the inner circle of beloved Nancy Ward's descendants. It was just a neat group of people. I learned a lot from them. There's Becky Hobbs, she's one of the singers. She sings Let There Be Peace. And they touched the grave, and Becky wanted to hold the device, and she cried because she was reaching back and touching beloved Nancy Ward. Just neat people, just neat people. There's the AR group that's down there. Bruce Davis from here in Superior County, Warren Salon. Sarah Hawkins, I found her grave, descendants of her. David Crockett Park in Greene County. Now, down to the left here is Noah Chucky, and the one right in the center there is the limestone. The fort was in the force of the Noah Chucky limestone. John Spear had a fort there, and she died while they was having a battle. And they took her across the little creek, it's reported. They put her on a little knoll within rifle shot to keep the Indians from digging her up. So I knew basically where she was. Well, I found her and 3 children and another adult female, which is David Crockett's sister. I think she's the one down the hill closest to the fort. The children are above, and then David Crockett's sister up there where I am now. These little things you see around, look at them, examine them. I just totally impressed with little box turtles, what they have on them. Isn't that just neat? Just look at that. Blount County, Bethlehem, United Methodist Church. Isn't that a beautiful church? Still being used today. They want to know where the old church said. Well, I told you anything that sits on the earth or we dig it up, the magnetic field has changed. That old church sat there for over 100 years, on stones, on foundations. And I was able to pinpoint every stone that was under the church. It just blew my mind. We found 70-something lost graves in the cemetery. It's a beautiful place there. This I did New Year's Day. My knees hurt. You go to Alcoa Highway, past the Marine Station, to the next road, which is Woodson Drive. Turn left on top of the hill there. I'm going to see the hospital from over there. I know the cemetery ladies want me to come down and see if they can find her great uncle. So I always do one New Year's Day somewhere. I always do. That starts my year out right in the cemetery walking around. So Brett Midland was the focus. His wife's supposed to be buried to his right. Here's old cemetery, well kept, and identified that as his grave, and that's hers there on the right. Now, as I do my roll across the hill, I got 6 adult males. I told them, I said, we got veterans here. They're all veterans. And there's end up the blue flags across the hill there. There's 14 adult males that most likely died in the Battle of Fort Sanders in 1863. Because if I do 2 or 3 males and a female or a child or something, I know them in a family, but when I get into rows, all males, I'm almost at 100% sure I have veterans, basically, of the Civil War, that period. Columbia spaceship, this was when that one left Ron Boone. He died of cancer 3 years ago. Next to him is Bert. His head shining, Bert Brooks. He was the first die from ground zero with cancer, and Steve's on the right. This is the first 6 responders from Tennessee going to the World Trade Center. I was honored to be one of the first 6. On the left of last one is Fred Berry, Barry's funeral home in Knoxville. He told me that on Friday that he would die on Monday, and he did. He died. I miss Fred, good old soul. That's the other ghost I got. Similar electrical areas. Can you see the child there? It's actually flight 4 or 587 went down right in the middle of the World Trade Center. The plane went down in Queens. Had a bunch of children on board. They called me back up immediately to work on that one. I went in the triage table. The first red bag I picked up and opened up. One girl zipped the boot in it, and I zipped her foot was in it. That started my day work. And to the right of Gail there, about 15 feet, was the triage table. That little kid laying on one of the triage tables with the knee bent on the side of it. That's only 2 ghosts of that one. Now, animal human. The boat from Dandridge come in July 4th, year 4 last. We got a skeleton up here. Come tell us what it is. I said, you got the head? No, the head's gone. About 12 back feet. No, they're gone. So when I looked at it to the bottom right, it was both legs. How many bones we got from the knee to the foot? Tibia and fibia. We got 2. But on the right there, toward the top, you got the leg between the knee and the foot. I said, how many's there? And they said, 1. Because animals, all they can do is this. We can do this. So we have to have 2 bones in their lower leg. But all they do is up and down. So that's a quick way to, he said, it's not human. I said, no, probably a deer. He said, yay, thank goodness. So he was sworn in as chief deputy in Cobb County and asked me to be at this ceremony. A very, very nice guy. Marker trees. If you see one of those, please, please, please remember it, document where it is. We need to know where all the marker trees are. This one in Pittman Center, not far from where Griff lived. The marker tree up there, it's a marker tree by the Native Americans to pinpoint where something important was. This pointed to a spring down the hill. That's Steve there. Look at that box turtle. Isn't that just neat? Douglas, when Douglas was built, they moved 2,704 graves, 140 graves they moved on to the markers. Now, I want to see what happens later in years. All this happened in 1942. This male was 6-year-old in 1911. So he's been dead 31 years. All they got was a container of decayed small black dirt. So when I'm looking at some of this, all I'm seeing is the black dirt. The human imprint that's there. There's no bones there. See the one in 1907, a female 6 years old, black dirt. So you can pull that side up, it's open, anybody wants to look. And here's a 20-year-old that died in 1913, or born 1913. Container had decayed, small amounts of black dirt recovered. So when you have an idea of grave, how long it's been on, what's in the ground, go back, this is the only standard we have, is this right here from TPA. This is the gender ball, tell me the gender in about 10 seconds or less over the grave. This is antennas that finds. You see where they put collars on birds and elks and live in the mountain and have an antenna to find. Well, the antenna is specific length. I've zeroed in on the specific energy length for the human remains after death. And that's it right there. TVA's got $500,000 to do research on this, and I've already done it. they'll call me? No. You think I'll help them? No. Because they want to own the project. So update, 500 marked graves by blind testing, 5,000 marked graves are found. Elder child, no false positive in animal, including primate to the zoo. I have books out here. I have the book, Who Are You Walking On? It's the research into locating the graves. If you want the details, you get the book. It's out there for sale. I have other books. I've written 20 books so far. Historical fiction series of my grandfather fought in the American Revolution. I got my story out there. And it's just amazing. I never charge for my service. Never, ever, ever charge for my service. If I go any distance, I expect they'll pay me gas bill and buy me a yellow bean pint of dope. But too much is given, much is required. I've been given a lot. I am truly, truly blessed. And I'll never charge for my service. So I don't go long distances unless somebody else drives. I just don't. I realize I'm an old man. You old men, think about this. How many more years can we change our own underwear? I talk to a lot of kids, and I want them to read this. Keep the faith and be kind to each other. Make a difference that you lived it all. I talk to 400 or 500 high school kids here, and I want them to understand they need to make a difference in life. They do. That's my son. He was a University of Tennessee police officer. Ruled killed by speeding semi 2004, 28 years old. This is Bailey Blessing. My daughter has a new crematory 4 miles from Bass Pro Shop. She takes it personal to deal with the families, furry families and friends and neighbors and people. Take it very personal. My time up.
2 minutes.
2 minutes. Questions? Yes.
When you look at the graves and you determine the man, how do you determine whether it's a Caucasian or black?
Blacks have their iron have 4 times the amount of iron than we do. Their energy field way, way higher. My 12-inch rod will pick up on any human. The blacks, I had to shorten it to 9 inches. It responds only to non-white. Because energy field's much, much higher. Now, true black does not have sinus cavities. There's other things too, but they don't have true sinus. They don't have anything to what I'm talking about. But the energy field's so much higher. That's why they have problems with sickle cell anemia, all these other problems have because of iron count's high. I thought Native Americans were similar to us, but boy, they're different too. And all Pacificers and Japanese are way, way down the line because the red blood count is really, really low compared to ours because they didn't eat red meat for thousands of years. They ate fish and chicken. So look at the amount of the imprint coming from the ground. Energy. Question? Yes?
Is there a way of telling in a cemetery, whether in the Civil War era, whether a soldier was Confederate or...
No. Only God knows that.
How about stone design?
I don't know. I don't know about that. I haven't even thought about that one. Any other questions?
How many machines have you sold?
I don't sell them.
You don't sell them?
I don't sell them.
So no corporation has
I've got the
one?
one and only till I perfect it.
No corporation has one?
No, nobody in the world has one. Me. I got one.
It's a quarter till, so you still.
Quarter till, okay. Any other questions? Yes,
Are you familiar with the LaQuire Cemetery in Pigs Cove?
I am.
Have you,
I haven't done any work with Frank Marsh did a lot of work over there.
well, there aren't any names on any of the stones, and after you were talking, I thought maybe they're stuck down in the
And they be in the ground, there's information in the ground, at the ground level.
So if
Go over and look around. Go look around real quick.
If we were to pull them out, we'd get them. Right?
Well, we'll go look around real quick, see if the ranger's not there and pull one out. Anything else? Yes.
You've done work in Clemens Cemetery. Have you done the whole cemetery or just Henry Bohanan's prison?
You know, Grandpa David Clemens bought that in 1904. Before 1904, we're not sure what the name of it was. It may be in the back toward where Henry's buried. It may be something other than Clemens Cemetery before that, because he gave us land for the cemetery. So it's something up before 1904. Herb Claybo didn't know, and Glenn Carter didn't know. It's nothing recorded about it. I've searched all that. So it's actually 2 cemeteries in one. Anything else? Yes. I'm not to that point yet. I want to go 2 more steps till I can, with a high, I'm talking about 95% or higher, can I tell if it's Negro or Caucasian or other? I'm not there yet.
Will you go back to the screen that has your contact information?
And get your card out on the table, right across the bar, pick up one of my cards, would you? Yes,
If someone's ashes have been distributed somewhere, can you detect that? Also with the amount, sex and that was the human remains.
cremation, human cremation, black and gender, human cremation, yes. I can. 1 teaspoon's all I need, of ashes.